Hey guys, sorry for the long delay in videos. I usually try to do a video a day on the weekdays, but that is my mother-in-law just came home from Germany, and it just threw my schedule off. So I'm working on getting back into a good routine. Okay, I just want to talk. What I was thinking about is I got some comments and I wanted to reach out to John. He made a good comment, and I wanted to just give him the honor of kind of give him a reply. And he also lives in Colombia, so I hope we can hang out. But I just wanted to have this discussion, and his comments are basically that when I talk about atheism, that I'm talking about a very his basic point is that when I'm talking about atheism, I'm talking about a very specific type of atheism, this woke atheism that is, basically they're socialists, they're pretty much everything left wing, and he's saying that conservatism, that basically you can have atheists that are conservatism. And my argument is no, you can't. Let me just preface this in saying, let me back up a little bit. The question really is, if I can reframe the question, I hope you don't mind, is that whether or not you can have you can be moral and still be an atheist. And the problem with that is societies have to have a standard code of living in general. So we all have to, a community has to say that, red light means stop and green light means go, that what the objective is in the society. Western society was based on Judeo-Christian ethics. Even if they supposedly are an atheist, if they live in Western society, they essentially believe in Judeo-Christian ethics. These people don't. So, and the idea of, now I do agree that there are some people that are not asking the question of what is the meaning of life. And that's, I would say that those people are, how would you say, they're sitting on the sidelines. They're innocent bystanders. But I tend to think that most people that have an IQ above 100 generally ask the question, where did I come from? At some point in their life, and say that I believe in nothing doesn't really answer the question of where did I come from. And they think that you're a cosmic mistake and ignore the beauty and structure and it's just being intellectually dishonest. So before Western, and I would say that atheists have created their own societies, and that's communist and socialist societies where the belief is within the state, where you think that essentially the idea of Western society is that the rights are given by God. Prior feudal eras or kingships were the rights were given by God, given the Lord or the king, given their God's approval over the lords or the kings, what have you. But Western society is saying that individuals' rights are given by God, and that's really part of the Christian ethos. So when you don't have a God who's giving those individual rights? So now sometimes they try to reframe the question of human rights. And what does that mean? Like, that's really coming from the Christian ethos, but they try to expand it to things that aren't really rights. For example, like sometimes they say human rights is the right to free movement between countries. That would destroy the idea of sovereignty of a nation. And what is the purpose of taxation if it's not to benefit the citizens? The whole point of having a sovereignty is saying, this is my people and I'm protecting this people. And it's really the disbelief of scarcity. Now, if we live in Star Trek, where they have unlimited energy and they can make matter from energy, and yes, this utopian world where scarcity is not a problem, yes, all that makes sense. But we don't live in that society. Scarcity of resources is a problem. And the idea is, and these people don't really even, at this point, don't even believe in sexual dimorphism. They don't believe that men and women are different in any way. They're replaceable cogs in all ways. And they think that men and the problem is because we're a species that are sexually distinct. Men do things to get women's attention, and similar women do things to get men's attention. And because women are hypergamous in nature, if men don't seek higher status, women have the same. Again, women CEOs have very difficult times finding mates because they want a man of equal or higher status. So I know that kind of said a lot, and there's a lot of deep concepts in this, so it's not, and I said in a few minutes, so bottom line is, no, societies cannot, there has to be more, there has to be agreed upon morality for society to function. And even if you're saying that you don't believe in anything, you still believe in Judeo-Christian ethics. So otherwise the society doesn't, because atheists would essentially, they really didn't believe anything. They would truly believe that, and they would move to a communist country, but they don't do that. And again, this is, and before all this, I mean, there was tribalism, even like crazy practices, understanding of resources where, the Eskimos would, old women or old men that weren't contributing to the tribes, they put them on an iceberg and they sail them off to, the ship away, see you later. Or what they would also do is like, or if you think about India, a woman whose husband died, they would practice sati, so they would kill her along with her husbands because resources. So if you don't, the problem is if you don't understand scarcity, it's a kind of ignoring the question of scarcity, because free market capitalism is a very voluntary ways of transferring resources, and without having that you ultimately will have to have some other moral agreement. And again, I go back to that Judeo-Christian ethics is the most peaceful way of transfer, because it ultimately brought free market capitalism. So we're abandoning all these things now. That's why the West is kind of done, but the only way for the West to continue at this point is a revival of the church. You cannot, I mean, if you really think about it, the argument they're putting forth is that four guys in a truck stop bathroom is the exact same thing as a mom and dad. I mean, it's eliminating the value of women in general. Like, you think women, there's no inherent nature of women. Their nurturing skills, they are all replaced by men. There's no difference. That's really what they're saying. And they're also, at the same time, they're ultimately the ideas that they're promoting are going to reduce the population, along with they're spending money out of control. Really, obviously, this is the whole point of this is for the Great Reset, to reset the currency for an ESG score. I know, a CBDC. So I hope I answered this question. I know I got off topic a little bit, and I hope that I simplified things. Please leave your comments and thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Continue to pray and continue to read the Bible, and you'll find Jesus.